loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Blast.
So the race is on. As you know, the first GOP debate has just happened in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, not too long ago. And it was actually one of the typical debates, where just a little candor in the beginning, then a little back and forth, slogans thrown out, pretty much the same rhetoric and talking points from old heads like Pence and Tim Scott and so on, Hutchinson, the common stuff. But the thing about it that stood out for me is that Vivek Ramaswamy, I truly believe this young man, he has a bright future in politics. I don't have him winning the primary or anything like that, because obviously, to me, this is all about who's going to come in second place. Because we all know who's going to win the Republican primary. Come on. It just comes down to who's going to be in second place to maybe vibe to be the vice president to President Trump, who he chooses to pick. And the thing about it is that obviously he's not going to be Pence. You already had Pence. And I highly doubt he would take DeSantis, even though that might be the best pick, because I truly believe DeSantis may be number 2, and he's more of the RNC, the Republicans National Committee type of choice. But knowing Trump, he most likely will not pick him because he wants someone that he could probably trust and that also will have his back when needed. That being said, Vivek Ramaswamy, it has to be him. Now I know he went on, I believe, like Bill Maher, and he said that he would not be vice president.
The peaceful transference of power. So many countries cannot get this right.
Yes.
We were one of the few who could get it right. And one guy, your boyfriend Donald Trump,
Oh, come on.
broke this and
Come on.
fucked
Don't
it.
give me the
That's
boyfriend
exactly
stuff.
what-
Come on. I'm running against him in this race, okay?
I think
I'm
you're
saying
running
this-
to be his vice president.
Well, I'm glad you smoked that view out. I've already said, and I'll say it again, I'm not going to work for any
So
administration.
you would say no to his...
Yeah, I would say no.
You would say no to the vice presidency if
Yeah.
Donald Trump offered it to you?
I don't do well in a number 2 role. I just don't.
To start, you're 38.
I don't do well in I haven't been in a number 2 role in a long time.
But come on. What do you expect the man to say? When you're running an election, you have to say things like that. I want to be president. I'm not vibing to be vice president. That's understandable. That's politics. So Vivek's going to say the right things. And he's also going to say things where he's touching the proverbial third rail. He has talked about, things when it came with the election in 2020. Talk about a situation coming on with 9/11. He brought that up not too long ago. And it goes on and on and on. He's not afraid to go to the deep end of the pool, per se. And that's very refreshing, because that kind of reminds me in a sense how Donald Trump was about 7-8 years ago in 2015, 2016, when he ran for president the first time. Because if you know one thing about me that I always will say is that I don't trust politics. However, I know that we live in a world, a capitalist society. We live in American culture where politics is important, because government, unfortunately, is so big, so many departments, so many bureaucrats going on in DC. Politics does play a big role in how the culture is influenced, and also how things have worked in American society. So with that being said, I have to take in regards to who's going to be the head politicians. Policies play a part, but not a huge part of your day-to-day life. But since we're talking about politics here, I personally, once again, I will vote for Donald Trump like I did in 2016 and 2020. I would vote for Donald Trump again this time. And I hope that he would choose Vivek Ramaswamy as VP, because I think Vivek Ramaswamy matches more with Trump in regards to that. They both have a more of a rogue type of outlook when it comes to politics, when it comes to what's going on in Washington. And with that being said, Vivek can reach more of the younger crowd, can reach more of the, how they would say, colored, us color folks. I swear, it's like, wait a minute, white is not a color? I never understood that. But anyway, he could reach, the younger generation, immigrants, since his parents were immigrated from India. And he actually would be a true Indian, a true Indian vice president, unlike what we have now. I don't know if she's Indian, she's Black American. When she got Kamala Harris, that is, when she got inaugurated as I believe a senator in California, she wore Indian garb. But when she ran as a president and was picked as a VP by Biden, everybody kept saying she's African American. So I'm confused when it comes to her. But at least we know with Vivek Ramaswamy, there ain't no hiding. He's Indian. he's South Asian. You know, I'm not gonna go to the negative stereotypes when they talk about Indians, 7-Eleven and stuff like that. Nah. But he seems a very outstanding young man who has energy. He has the poise. He has the posture. He seems like he knows how to handle himself in, awkward or, heat of the moment type of situations, which he did last night, especially against Mike Pence, who was like an old head and kept attacking Vivek for the fact that he's young, and that he doesn't, he hasn't worked on with DC.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience. We need to bring
I mean, in my opinion, if anything, that helps Vivek. That makes him stand out more because, once again, fresh air, fresh blood, coming into DC to help clean up certain things. I mean, a lot of these old heads, like if you get to pick Pence, you pick Tim Scott, you take Hutchison, you take Nikki Haley. I think a lot of these politicians are pretty much just woven into the system already. There's not going to be much of a difference by choosing them to become the president. It's going to seem more of a uniparty as opposed to two separate parties, Republican, Democrat. It's going to be more of that uniparty look, more of that, walking the middle of the aisle on a lot of things and not making hard decisions that's going to step on some people's feet, which is what Trump was doing when he was a president for those 4 years. So, once again, it was a great debate. Well, I won't say it was a great debate, but, it was entertaining to a degree. I truly believe Vivek Ramaswamy stood out. Ron DeSantis, to me, he seems like a good governor, but on the national stage for president in the primaries, he doesn't stand out. He just seems like, piece of the pattern in the wallpaper. I truly believe he should never attack Trump, DeSantis that is. Just focus on, your policies, focus on what you're looking to do, what you can do with foreign affairs, things of that nature, but don't attack Trump. And I think that's why Vivek Ramaswamy is going to do very well, because he's not attacking Trump, he's defending Trump, and he's most importantly not defending Trump, but he's defending freedom, he's defending law and order, he's defending America. So that being said, if Trump doesn't win or he doesn't get through because of litigation or whatever it may be, I will definitely vote for Vivek Ramaswamy. If Trump gets in or is the choice, which I truly believe, to run against Biden in the general elections, I will hope he takes Vivek Ramaswamy as VP, and hopefully Vivek will accept, because that'll be a smart move on his behalf. And I think that'll be a great tag team matchup against Biden and Harris, in my opinion. Regardless of what can happen with the funky stuff in elections, we can't control that. But just on paper, Trump, Ramaswamy, that to me, that's gonna sound good. But let me know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, who do you think should be the Republican vice president? Because we know who's running for president on the Republican side.